Bitch, I'm back out my coma.
Hello everyone, it's Xtropic, and it'll soon be 2 months since my last proper video, and almost 5 since the last Ozrich, which is insane considering how much that series carried the channel through 2025. It's not because I'm falling out of love with the channel, far from it in fact. It's not that I've burnt myself out, it's just the fact that I spent so much time setting up my projects as the forefront of the channel last year, that when I lost the voice actors, I've essentially soft-locked myself. So with them not coming back for a while, I spent most of February not only finding out the Flash's favourite music artist, but also thinking of a quick channel restructure that can be reversed or dialed back when I eventually get my projects back at a reasonable, stable stage of development. This channel rebrand will contain some things that might make a lot of people happy or sad depending on who you are, but this video is basically here to explain these things in a more visual and clear way than just a community post. Starting from the channel and moving into the projects later on, YTPs will be returning alongside skits. Because remember I made like one of those and never released it? Yes, this opens the door for Ice Age alongside YouTube poops for other movies, like the one I'm currently making to test the waters and see if I've still got it, Transfallen and I Can't Get Up. Guess what movie it's about? You're right, it is The Truman Show! Alongside this, I'll actually get around to making those Transformers videos, going from the 2007 movie to the most recent live-action movie, compiling them all at the end into like a 1 hour or so video where you can watch all the reviews. And then I'll be making a video potentially pitching a Rise of the Beast sequel that will fix the shithole that Paramount has basically buried the entire franchise in. We'll be adding Megatron, we'll be confirming whether or not this entire thing is a reboot, and we'll even be setting up a third movie that will cap off this trilogy and potentially make it perfect. Next we have the Fortnite creative projects, which will be getting some exciting new developments, starting with Xtrance, which has already been blazing through development as of late, with me creating some really cool maps, a nice introduction, a lot of character classes, with me concepting a PvP mode with a ranked mode potentially, and also potentially adding some character proficiency systems to make the game infinitely more replayable. Hopefully with all this going behind it, it won't just become another cog in the Fortnite metaverse slot machine. Just above snapshots, because at least Xtrance gets updates. Speaking of Fortnite Metaverse Slap, when you hear the name Nexus Reborn, you might believe it belongs there. No! Hello everyone, my name is O'Neil Francis, and I am here to hijack this section and tell you about the exciting new development in Nexus Reborn. Now, I'm very much aware that the Nexus Saga has been neglected as of late, which is pretty bad considering it came before Ozzy. So what I, O'Neil Francis, did, I took a page out of Deadpool 2016's rulebook, and I went out and I tickled Tim Sweeney's bowels until he gave me an idea how we can revive this thing. The map has basically been in limbo since the release of Eclipse back in February 2023, so to combat this, we're not only redoing Chapter 2 for a 5th time, we're not redoing Relived, we're not redoing Epoch, we're not even redoing the Ozzy collab. We're going all the way back to Eclipse. We're aware that going back 3 years is a bit excessive, potentially even extreme, but we are going to be redoing the map, making the season closer to what it was originally meant to be, rewriting Guff so he's not a fucking edgelord. There will be no voice actors like there was before Epoch, so we don't have to face any further delays in fixing this thing. And lastly, we will be refreshing the gameplay so Nexus Reborn has a fresh gameplay experience with kill streaks, levels, actual worthwhile rewards, and more. All this, and yet we can't promise that the season preceding this will be called Epoch, as it may change as the story progresses into this new direction. But don't worry, I have a feeling that Mancake is just on the horizon and we'll be seeing him again real soon. At least I hope so. He still hasn't paid his tab. Anyway, all this will hopefully bring Nexus Reborn back on track, put it back into the spotlight, and return it to its former glory. Anyway, I'm gonna give it back to the chess piece guy now. Bye! That was unfathomably weird. Anyway, the final thing we need to talk about is Ozzy. I have been dying for almost 2 years now to show you how much effort I'm putting into this show, but it kinda needs voice actors to do that. There were going to actually be Ozzy comics on this app called Webtoon, with me even making a teaser for it. But the platform decided last minute that it was going to be an Epstein apologist and told me to piss off because I was a mobile phone using peasant. And I would upload a storyboard or a trailer, but at this point in time storyboards would spoil too much and a trailer would ideally need voice lines. In fact, the only thing I'm seeing currently that has no downsides to it that I could be uploading is parts of the soundtrack from Operation Dark Dawn, Ozzy, you know, like all of it. Only a select few songs, however, as the plan is to release the soundtracks when the episodes go live. So with soundtracks basically being the only thing I can upload, I have decided to be generous and I'm going to make one Kira animation in the style of the show that will be released on YouTube Shorts It'll be like roughly 18 seconds and it will explain her backstory in a really cryptic way. I did not make the audio for this animation. It is a voice box cover of Hopelessly Devoted to You, I believe. But either way, I still want you to see what the show's eventually going to look like, even if it's in a disgusting, vile, brain-rotted, vertical format. Just a few smaller things I'm going to breeze through before I end the video. There's going to be 2 more Ozridges before I retire the series until more work is done on Ozzy. I'm going to turn that one stream I did where I leaked different things about my projects into a VOD. There will most likely be more live streams as I'm aware people like those. The Fortnite videos are probably going to be making a return, along with me making Xtrance devlogs. And finally, much like I'm going to be doing with Ozzy episodes, when an Xtrance season releases, I'm going to be talking about cut content in Ozrich style videos. But for now, I believe that's it. It has been Xtropic, and in case you never see me again, thank you for watching and have an excellent rest of your day. We actually have an outro, boys.